Hello everybody. Today I'm going to be talking about a new library management system called Kuali Ole. The Kuali part stands for the company Kuali, which is developing the product in conjunction with a number of academic libraries. And Ole stands for Open Library Environment, which for our purposes is roughly synonymous with Integrated Library System, Library Services Framework, or Library Management System. So Kuali Ole is a software product that a library will use to manage its collections, digital, print, electronic, etc. And it's a software program that or suite of software that a library will use to handle its to keep track of its orders and acquisitions, handle the circulation of materials, and create the library catalog. So why am I talking about Kuali Ole? There are a lot of library systems on the market available for libraries. The vast majority of academic libraries already use a library system. So what is it that distinguishes Kuali Ole from its older competitors and some of its newer competitors? One, most of the library systems on the market were developed over a decade ago, some close to 2 decades ago. It won't be long before vendors stop supporting these products, and some have even developed new systems to replace their older systems. So a library is going to have to eventually going to have to adopt a new system whether it likes it or not. 2, Kuali Ole is open source. This means anybody can use it. Anybody can run their own Kuali Ole server, write bits of code for it, improve it, tailor it to their own uses and needs. It is, however, expected at the institutional level that if a library wants to become a partner of the Kuali Ole project, that they will contribute and share their code with other members of the project. But with Kuali Ole, libraries not forced to rely on a vendor and wait until that vendor upgrades the product if there are bugs in it. They can do it themselves. 3, Kuali Ole is cloud-based. This doesn't make it unique, but it has the advantage of allowing the user to access the system theoretically from any computer through their internet browser. You're not required to use a Windows PC. You can use a Mac if you want. In addition, a cloud-based system makes it much easier to upgrade the software. It's usually going to be done at the server level, so you're not going to have to, like older systems which rely on client software, you're not going to have to install the client software on your computer, uninstall it, reinstall it, upgrade lots and lots of individual pieces of software. If you're a large library, you don't have to do that, and it's going to save a lot of time. 4, Kuali Ole is format neutral, which means it can accept metadata and data in multiple formats, not just like older systems in the form of machine readable cataloging records, better known to us as MARC records. MARC's a durable format. It's been around for quite a while, nearly 50 years, but it's not really compatible with the standards of metadata and data on the World Wide Web, which is where we want to be going. 5, Kuali Ole is built with Unicode, which is an international computer industry standard for encoding text. A library that uses Kuali Ole will have a catalog that displays non-Roman scripts, such as Arabic script or Chinese characters, and its users can search the catalog using Arabic script or Chinese characters. And this is obviously important for libraries with large foreign language collections. 6. Kuali Ole has been developed at a time when electronic and digital resources form significant components of library collections. And the Kuali programmers have been able to integrate these kinds of collections into the Kuali Ole framework. This, as I understand it, means that users will be able to search across formats, and the indexing capabilities of the system will be much improved. Older systems were developed before they had to incorporate digital and electronic resources, and that means that the structure is different, and the systems have had to be retrofitted to incorporate digital and electronic collections. 7. It is hoped that over time Kuali Ole will prove to be a less expensive option than vendor-supplied library systems. This hope is predicated on several premises, perhaps the two most important being that there's no cost to acquire the product. Kuali Ole is free, open source, and 2, that because it's a flexible open source system, libraries won't have to acquire a lot of other commercial software to make their library systems function the way they want them to. Furthermore, because Kuali Ole is open source, it is hoped that it will be flexible enough to remain viable for a longer period of time than vendor-supplied systems. 8. Again, because Kuali Ole is open source, a library owns and controls its own data and metadata, and is not limited by the vendor's tools as to how it's going to manipulate and analyze that data and metadata, nor how it's going to analyze its collection or its budgeting. And finally, perhaps because we should consider the psychological effect a Kuali Ole can have on librarians themselves, since librarians will know that they aren't dependent on vendors, that they've created their own system, that they can change that system, and rather than having to develop an elaborate temporary set of workarounds. But let's now consider a few concerns that libraries might have about adopting Kuali Ole. 1, potential doesn't equal realization. Kuali Ole has no track record, and even though it, despite all the positive qualities that I've outlined, these have yet to be realized, as no library yet has adopted the program. The library of the University of Chicago is rumored to be the first library to adopt it this summer 2014. But until people start using it, we can't really know how well it's going to work or how efficient it is. Or how much of an improvement it is over other systems and older systems, etc. 2, that the development of the program has taken longer than was initially planned for. The partners expected to have the program up and running and in libraries by 2012, and it's, as you know, now 2014. So it's taken a little bit longer, and maybe that, poses some worry for for libraries that are concerned about how well it's going to work initially. But all in all, I think that Kuali Ole is a product worthy of serious consideration. Its potential benefits outweigh the shortcomings, and but it's important to remember that a library really needs to know what it wants, and weigh those wants against the costs involved and the concerns it might have over the product, and only then can a library really know choose the product that best fits its needs. Thank you for listening. Are there any questions? Yes, you, sir, the gentleman in the green shirt in the back row. You have a question?